Hi friends, welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. So today is a prep with me video. I'm going to be prepping a curriculum that is one of my favorites. So funny thing is, I discovered this company probably just over a year and a half ago. And I am going to be prepping the unit or the curriculum that I purchased from them at that time. So I purchased this curriculum a year and a half ago. I just got a little excited and impulse. Sorry, my coffee maker's going off. I just got a little excited and I impulse bought this curriculum and I didn't really know when I was going to use it. I had planned on using it and I think I like curriculum, I buy curriculum. I also like to use the curriculum that I buy. So even though we take longer than the standard amount of time to complete a curriculum, I just keep going in general. I don't like to drop curriculums. So over a year and a half later, I'm ready to prep this curriculum. Another funny thing is when I got so excited about this curriculum, I created my first video that I uploaded on this channel. So it's like October of 2021. So my first video is a look inside of this curriculum. So if you want to take a look at the inside of this curriculum and hear me talk about it back in the day, you can go check out my first video. Don't judge me too much. Hopefully my videos have improved since then. Maybe not as much as they should have, but anyways. So I'm going to be prepping guest holos, action and reactions. I just got a box full of books from my parent partnership program that I asked them to purchase for me. So these are the books that we plan on using throughout the use of this guide. I'm also going to be going online and deciding what bits and pieces we're going to be doing of this curriculum. If you know Guest Holo, you know that they give you tons and tons and tons and tons of resources between printables, and there's like, this one has a textbook, and then it has books, living books, nonfiction books, fiction books. There's YouTube videos, there's activities, there's kits that you can purchase to go with this curriculum. So basically they give you tons and tons of options of things to do. And then you really, I don't know, unless you decide that that is going to be your whole school year and you're just going to work on this one unit or curriculum, you really have to cut down in order to make it work realistically, I would say, for most families. So I'm going to show you what we have available for us to use, and even so, we're probably not going to use everything that we have. I'm going to show you my process of thinking through the first few weeks of using the curriculum, how I customize the PDF so that I can print off what I'm going to use for my two boys. Basically, I'm doing this with my two younger boys. So I'm just gonna bring you for that process. I was excited to see the box of books and I thought it'd be fun if you joined me as I go through my thinking process and planning of my Guest Holo unit. So first of all, just a short introduction to this unit. I don't have it printed off yet, so that's going to be part of my process, but it is actions and reactions. I think it is for 1st through 6th grade. I will let you know as we go through if that is true. 1st through 6th grade, and I would definitely say go ahead and use it with middle schoolers if you have them. Guest Holo always has a wide range of resources to use, and so what I'm actually doing is I am doing this with my boys this year because my middle daughter really wanted to do science on her own. So she is doing a science that has to do with robotics, but my older daughter, she is also going to be doing chemistry and physics. And I thought that these books and what she's learning and the experiments that she'll be doing in her course, along with the kits that we have for my boys' course, and then we can watch the YouTube videos together. It'll just mesh really well and they can just kind of learn from each other's curriculum. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna come and show you the books that I got and yeah, just give you a preview of the types of things we'll be looking at for this course or this unit. So here are some of the books in this guide and they're in no particular order. These are just the ones that I thought would be most suitable for me to use with my two boys. My boys are in 5th and 6th grade, and I really want to take more of a light science year with them. So we are not going to be doing the main textbook that is suggested in this unit. The main book, or the spine that they use for this guide, is Apologia's Exploring Creation with Chemistry and Physics. And I actually did buy that book at some point, but I'm trying to be more self-aware, more figuring out our family and our style of learning. And after watching several reviews on that book in particular, and knowing other homeschooling moms who kind of have our style, hearing that it might be a little bit dry because it is a textbook, and we tend to like to avoid textbooks as much as possible in our homeschool. And there's all the to-do things, the try this things. To me, that's just overwhelming that they have that every day, and then you have to pick and choose which ones you're going to do. I'd rather go with what Guest Hollow has scheduled for experiments and things like that than to have the pressure of trying to do something every day, or having that option to do every day. And then I want to buy the kit that could go with the Apologia, and then I just feel like we needed to use it because we purchased it. So long story short, I'm deciding not to use the spine of this curriculum at all. I'm just excited about the books, because living books and the YouTube videos, honestly, the books and the YouTube videos are my favorite parts. And so we're going to do slightly lighter year and just do that and just make it easy science year for my boys. So just a touch on an introduction to chemistry and physics. So here are the books in no particular order. I don't have much to say about them yet because we have not read them yet, but here we go. We have The Elements. We have Clara Bell, Making Milk and So Much More. You Wouldn't Want to Live Without Gravity. Sky Sailors, True Stories of the Balloon Era. So books like this, I will take a look. I will see if it's something that we would read through, something that I would just put in one of our library baskets, so that usually my youngest likes to look through books like this. Stuff like that we don't necessarily read through, it just depends. The Magic School Bus at the Waterworks. The Hindenburg Explosion. This is not super long, but I'm sure my boys would be interested in that. Explosions. Marie Curie, The Woman Who Changed the Course of Science. Sound Waves and Communication. Isaac Newton, The Scientist Who Changed Everything. Mission Sea Turtle Rescue. My middle daughter was like pulling that out. She's like, oh, sea turtles, that's fun. So don't ask me how this comes into chemistry and physics, but we will find out. How Do You Lift a Lion? Explore Forces and Motion with 25 Great Projects. So once again, probably has a bunch of great experiments in there. I'll probably just let my youngest take the initiative on those. I am not too into experiments and doing stuff like that, so he can decide what he wants to do there. Science Works Charged Up, The Story of Electricity. Did a Dinosaur Drink This Water? The Story of Salt, The Amazing Role of Salt in World History. So that's kind of what it looks like in there. The Elements, a visual exploration of every known atom in the universe. Looks like a beautiful book. All the different, like I said, these books will be great to have for my oldest to look at as well as she's going through her course. Lightning. So all about electric charges, bolts, storms, and more. Snowflake Bentley. Digging a Hole to Heaven, Coal Miner Boys, and The Bat Scientists. Okay, so I can't be 100% sure that I have all the books that I've ordered, but this is a pretty good pile, and it gives you an idea of the types of books that will be scheduled throughout. Then we also, some other books they have are Who Was Galileo? We have What's Smaller Than a Pygmy Shrew? So that's kind of that. Chemical Reactions with Max Axum. So this is a whole series. They have a whole bunch of these, so comic version of science. We have Dragons, Legends and Lore of Dinosaurs. So this is based on a biblical worldview, or just an idea on how dragons could be real, but based from a Christian perspective. So this has like, open that up. So things like that, a bunch of stuff inside of this book. We have How Benjamin Franklin Stole Lightning, The Complete Periodic Table, and I picked up some of these from thrift books. If you have never purchased from thrift books, I definitely recommend you take a look. I will have a link in the description box below if you want to use it. You can get a free book if you sign up for their reading rewards, and I can get a free book if you sign up for their reading rewards. And then I found this, the Young Explorer series, Exploring Creation with Chemistry and Physics. So I still have it, even though I'm not planning on using this. I think I was just hanging on until we are done this unit, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to use it. So I should probably sell it before it gets outdated. So I need to put it in my for sale pile. So I'll add these books to the rest of my bin, and hopefully I'll get the remainder of my books pretty soon. Then we also got a few kits or just experiment things. So I have a solar car. So it's just a car that runs on solar. So there's a battery in there. It's hard to see in the plastic, but okay, so we have that. We have this Things and Cosmos Magnetic Science kit. I like these kits. They come with like instructions. Let's see, open it up. Last year we had the genetics kit, and we did about half of them. After that we lost a little steam, but so they have these little manuals here, and basically they tell you history and interesting information, and they show you how to do the experiments and things like that. So it basically tells you how to use everything in this kit. So that's fun to have another one of these this year. So that's the magnetic science. And then we have the STEM experiments kit, a physics workshop. So that is what that looks like. All right, so those are the, I guess, supplies or things that I'm going to be using this year with my boys to teach this unit. Now I'm going to take you over onto my computer and show you how I plan out the first few weeks and how I'm going to do this once we get started with our science. Okay, so generally my next step here would be to go ahead and print off this whole thing. And I probably do have it printed off somewhere, because knowing me, I probably printed it back when I was super excited. But now I'm actually going to be realistic and decide on what I'm actually going to do. So here it is, Guest Hollows Actions and Reactions. It is grades 1 through 6. And I'm not going to go through all the introduction here. If you want to go check out my former video, that would show you a lot of the inside there. They have their list of books and how important each book is to the program or to their curriculum. And now we're at the schedule part. So one of the things I like about Guest Hollow is I can easily edit it. So I'm not going to be showing you, obviously, all of the course, but I'm just going to give you some examples here on how I would go about planning this out and creating my own grid. At this point, I want to delete the things that I will not be using. So, like I said, I will not be doing this part here, exploring creation with chemistry and physics. And so I'm just going to take that out so I can delete those rows. Okay, so next we have Archimedes and the Door of Science. And I didn't show you that because I'm using it with my girls and I forgot that it's in here as well. So it says this book should be done as a read aloud for grades 3 and up. Younger children may not be interested. I am debating on whether or not I'm going to read this to my boys. I did pre-read it for my girls because they're going to be reading it themselves. And I'm just wondering if they would be interested enough, but I think I will. I think I'm going to try to do that with my boys. I think we can do that. And then they have here, put a picture of the book on your timeline. So if you keep a timeline, you could do that. I don't know. We may or may not do that. Probably should, honestly. I'm going to keep it on there just so it reminds me to do it, and we'll see if I do it or not. And then I think I'm waiting on these two. I do think I ordered these. So Splat, Wile E. Coyote Experiments with States of Matter. Or that, or I got this one, The Solid Truth About the States of Matter. And here's a nifty thing. They have this where you can just click on it and let's go over. And you can go and you can see it and even purchase it on Amazon. So that makes it easy for you. So that's what that book looks like. I think that I had that one on the way. I'm pretty sure I ordered that. So I'm sure that is coming. And then you can just take a look. So, I mean, I guess we're not starting this right away because we don't even have the first books. Anyways, just telling you how I would plan it if we did have everything, I guess. Okay, so then this one, What Floats in Your Moat, they actually have, click here for a YouTube reading of this book. So I don't need to get that book. They tell me I can do that. So I'm just going to leave that. They have notebooking and printables. So here's an assortment of Archimedes notebooking pages. So you can open it up and take a look at what that looks like. All right, so here are notebooking pages. So there you go. If you're into notebooking with your family, you could use that. Okay, so I'm not into that. We're not going to do that. So I'm going to delete that. So I'm just going to delete those two rows. Okay, crafts and activities. Maybe. I'm going to leave it there, I guess. We'll see, but let's just take a look at the link. So the thing is, I like paper copies, so I'm not going to be using my computer when I'm looking at this. So it's going to be probably a little less likely that I actually do this. Actually, we won't be doing this one because we did this experiment last year. But just so you can see, so there you go, a link to an experiment if you are interested in doing that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to delete that. Extras. I like the videos. So yes, I'm going to do those. But what I do is I don't actually just watch it on the day. Generally, there's going to be a topic, which I should have left up there. So I'm going to go and undelete these. Okay, so we have a topic. I'm going to keep that line up there just so I know what the topic is. Okay, so that will kind of tell me what the topic is, even though we're not doing the exploring creation books. And so I will definitely have these on a playlist. So I don't know if I've started it yet. Let me just quickly take a look and see if I've started my playlist. So I do have the beginning of a playlist here. I don't know how many or how far I got. So that's good because we are running out of our, well, I like to try to keep it based on the topic that we're learning. And so we're doing this for health as well. And we have watched all our videos. So we need to have another loop or more things to do in here. So I'm going to actually say that right now. Guest hollows, actions and reactions. Or I'm just going to do actions and reactions. Save. I'm going to stick that over here. So I have my playlists up here ready to go. So yeah, so I'm going to say that that definitely takes some time clicking on all of these and adding them to a playlist, but it does make everything so much easier when it's time to just click. So we do this at lunch. I'll just turn on either our geography. These are all guest hollow curriculum. So we have our guest hollow geography, guest hollow anatomy, and then now we have this guest hollow actions and reactions, and we just enjoy watching these videos during our lunch whenever we're home. And so it looks like another one of the same experiment. I'm going to delete that row. Okay, and so then this is sort of my first week plans. So let's go ahead and look at my second week plans. Once again, I'm just going to delete these first ones here. Okay, we're going to continue with Archimedes and the Door of Science. And then what was the gold rush? So I did not see that in my books either. I know that I'm getting it, or I probably can find it actually in our resource center. So I'm going to take a look next time we are at the library there. But this would be something that my kids would definitely be interested in. So we will be reading that Once again, put a picture of the book cover on your timeline. I probably should do that, so I'll leave that. Notebooking and printables, not interested in that, but here you go. You have more activities if you guys are activity people. So a Gold Rush printable, Sutter's Mill printable, Gold Rush prices, a game, and advertisement, and write a letter. So those are things that you might be interested in. I'm going to delete those. Okay, and then like I said, like the videos, and I do keep those on here even though they're on a playlist, just so I can kind of, if I'm confused about where we're at as far as the videos go, I can take a look and see if we've gone too far or not too far. So we have Archimedes cartoon, print and color it and staple it together. I don't know, let's take a look at that. My boys might be interested in coloring it. I don't know. Probably not. My boys aren't too into coloring, but there you go. There's a interesting though. I don't know. I think I might want to print this off, honestly, just to see it more visually, because it definitely looks like what I read in Archimedes, so that's kind of cool. So I guess I'm just going to leave that, I'll leave it on there, so it's an option. Okay, and then I'm just going to do one more week with you. Once again, I'm going to delete these here. But yeah, take a look at these. This would be something you might be interested in doing if you don't mind textbooks. So you're reading a few pages, 3 pages, a page, 2 pages, so not a lot of reading. And then the activities are the try this inside the textbook, and that's what freaks me out a bit. So yeah, I think you would definitely get a better understanding of physics and chemistry if you went with the textbook, but like I said, light year, we just want to enjoy learning. It's still their elementary years, so I don't think it's a big deal if they don't understand everything. My girls never got anything like this when they were younger, so yeah. So we have Who Was Isaac Newton? You did see that one. So reading those. And then they have, for older students, World History Biographies, Isaac Newton, The Scientist Who Changed Everything. I believe I picked that one because my kids were older, so I have that one to read. And then put a picture of the book cover on your timeline. So we will do that, I guess. Okay, we have notebooking and printables. Newton's life notebooking page. Let's just take a look. I'm curious to see what it looks like. All right, there you go. So that is kind of cool. Yeah, that's nice if you want something to write. So let's go back. But we're not doing that. So deleting. And then crafts and activities, exploration experiment, solid gases, printable packets. So like I said, there's so much stuff. You really just can't do everything, which is what I love about Guest Hollow. You just have to pick and choose. Like we love the reading, the literature, the books, and we love the YouTube videos, and we love the experiments that they add on. So it looks like that is it. Those are the videos. I can delete this other. And so that is my week 3. Okay, so now as far as how I implement this, we will see. Like I said, we are doing 3 Guest Hollow curriculums, right? Well, not this very second, but in general, we are doing 3. And our health is very similar to this, and I am very easily able to do 2 days a week every time we do it. But we're only doing it about once a week because we started last year, and I don't know, I think once or twice a week will be fine to do the health and get through it. So we do about 2 days worth every time we do health. Science, I don't know, we'll see, because based on the amount of reading, it might take a little bit longer. So we might not be able to do more than 1 day a week. So we'll probably just do 1 day, and if we get to 2, that's fine. But I'll probably just plan on doing 1 day a week every time we do science. So then I would just go ahead and print off. I'm probably going to do pre-plan about 8 weeks. And then I just print them double-sided, staple them together, and then I just stick them with the first book that we would be reading. Hope the glare on my glasses is not too bad. Okay, that's better. All right, trying to avoid the glare on my glasses. Like wearing my glasses now that I'm getting older, but yeah, it makes it harder for videos. But I would print it off and then just have about 8 weeks ready to go. And then as I do it, I can just check off what we did. So if we just do half of a day, I just check off as far as we get, and the next time we do science, we just start from where we left off, and it just can keep track that way. So yeah, I mean, I just did it with you, and I realized I don't have my first book. So my boys are going to be disappointed that we are not starting science right away. I'm just waiting for the books that I need, that I ordered to get started. Hopefully they won't take too long. But honestly, in the meantime, we have a lot of curriculum going on, so it's not like we have nothing to do while we're waiting for our science. But they are very excited. They have seen my girls do some experiments and lab work so far, and then they saw that they got kits and stuff, so they're like asking me, when are we going to do our kits? I'm like, I don't know. We're just gonna follow the curriculum, and when it tells us, then we'll take it out. So not making any promises for that, but they're excited to get started on this science. So that is just sort of how I approach Guest Hollow now that I've been using it for a little bit. I just know to just delete things I'm not going to use, just so it doesn't get in the way and doesn't make me, I don't know, feel like I'm missing out on a lot of things. I try to be realistic on what we actually are able to accomplish. Definitely stick around if you want more prep with me videos or videos showing kind of my process on planning. I have a few more ideas on things that I'll be doing. Things are changing in our homeschool, not big changes, but definitely I am jumping to different parts of curriculum that I didn't expect to be jumping to. So I think that's going to be probably part of a future video. Yeah, I think now that I've started to get all the stuff that I actually ordered, I have to be like, I try to be realistic when I'm ordering the things, but definitely I'm not realistic until I see the stuff in front of me and I see what I have, and then I'm like, oh, okay, not sure how we're gonna get through what I ordered or what's the best way to fit all the pieces together. So stuff like that happening in my brain, reorganizing, figuring out priorities. Do I need to shuffle things around? Things like that are happening right now. So thank you so much for coming today. If you like videos like this, don't forget to give me a like, and please subscribe if you want to. I would love for you to stick around. If you're interested in reviews, like very short reviews, I have an Amazon influencer page that I've posted a bunch of just clips of reviews I've done on different books throughout, I don't know, the past maybe 9 months. So if you just want to take a look at some of the stuff that we've used in our homeschool and what I've said about it, you can check out. I'll link that in the description box below. If you're curious about Guest Hollow, definitely visit them, take a look. It's very hard to not impulse buy their curriculum. It just, when they show you all the books that they use, it's just very, very tempting to just pick them up. You purchase the PDF, so it's very inexpensive. So it's just easy to just kind of collect Guest Hollow curriculum without trying too hard. But this video is not sponsored by Guest Hollow, but I just really enjoy using the curriculum, and I'm really glad there's creative people out there who put in all the time and effort to make a fun curriculum like this. Still excited about it since my first video until now. So thanks everyone, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.